Hello friends, welcome back to BlockTrade. In this video, we'll be learning about how to deposit and withdraw ethers from a smart contract. Before moving ahead, if you've not checked out my channel, please do check it out. I've created a lot of content on Solidity. If you do like the content, please share it with your friends and family who are looking to pursue their career in blockchain. Now moving ahead, let's look at how withdraw and deposit is done in a smart contract. In the previous video, we have learned about how payables are used to send ethers in a smart contract. But the question which we are discussing over here is what happens when you send an ether in a smart contract. So we are of the understanding that when we do a transaction to a receiver's end, it directly gets credited to him. But no, that's not how things happen. So how things happen are A transfers ethers to contract's address, and from the address the ethers are withdrawn to B receiver's address. So this is how things happen. Basically, A sends ether to the contract's address and the contract's address is then withdrawn. The ethers are sent to B address. Things to note in this are basically there can be in terms of, if we say this, right? Okay, let's go ahead and deploy this. Now what happens, basically this address is the contract address, and this particular address, the C4 address which I'm showing over here, it is the owner of the address, the owner of the contract. Owner can also be the sender, and he can also be the sender also. And sender, let's suppose sender you take any other address, which is this one. Suppose this can be the sender. Now this is how things happen. Basically, the owner sends the ethers from this particular address to the contract's address, and from this particular contract's address the ethers are withdrawn to the sender's address. Now let's go ahead and see in our code which we have created how things really happen in the code. So what we have done over here is we have taken a contract withdraw ETH ethers, and we have created two functions, deposit ETH and we have taken withdraw. In the deposit ETH, what we have done is we have taken a require conditions. If you are new to what is require, please go ahead and check out my videos. I'll also place that link in the I button. I've also created videos on emit, which is event. If you want, I'll place this video in the description as well. Now what we are doing in deposit is, in this function we are depositing some money or ethers to address, and in the withdraw ether, what we are doing is we are withdrawing that those ethers which you have deposited to a particular address and transferring it to the new address. So, and this function get balance contract only fetches you the balance of that particular address, which is the owner. Let's go ahead and deploy first. So what happens here, what we are trying to do is let's deposit some ethers here. So let's deposit 5 ethers here, and you say deposit. Now what happens, if you see, right, if you see this, now what is happening, this is the particular address which I have shown over here. And okay, so one more thing which I need to do here is, okay, so the address has changed, which I had copied over here. So this would be the address of the sender, and okay, the C2 is the owner, because I have deployed the contract from here. So owner is this, and okay, so let's take the other address as C4, which is the receivers, senders. Now you see that the contract address is this. So this is what is happening is, like, from this particular address the ethers are being sent to this contract's address. Just to verify what I'm saying, we see over here the balance, it says 5 ethers. Now this particular contract's address has 5 ethers as the balance. Now let's go ahead and also try to withdraw from this particular address. Now what we are trying to do over here is, we know who is the owner, right? We are just transferring the ether from the contract's address to the owner's address. Now we had transferred 5 ethers from CB2, right? So now you see 94.999 it has ethers. Now let's go ahead and transfer back the ethers. So one more thing which I would like to tell is, we know that 1 ether in terms of weight is equals to 10 to the power of 18. Ideally, if you write it in terms over here, it would be 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 18. Now 1 ether equals to 10 to the power 18 away. Now when we transfer, we have to put it in terms of weight. This is the smallest unit which it understands. So you say, if you want to transfer 2 ethers, right, you say 2 and 1, 2, 3, 17, 18. When we click on withdraw, right, so you can see this. Okay, let's decode this. What happened over here was, from this particular address, the money has been transferred to this address and it says ether received. And also, just to verify, we can see the balance. So balance says, it says 3 ETH, and 3 we had transferred 5 ethers, and now what the balance of the contract remains is 3. And if you also see over here, from 94 this ethers have been transferred back. This has transferred 2 ethers back to its account. So this is how you deposit and withdraw ethers from a smart contract. Also, it is advisable to note that, okay, so let me first explain this function. What we are trying to do over here is, we are withdrawing ethers, and we pass the amount of the ethers which we want to withdraw from the contract's address, and we say owner.transfer. One thing to note in owner.transfer is, the owner should be of payable type. If the owner is not of the payable type, you cannot transfer the ethers from this particular address. If you want, I can just remove this particular thing, and you see, right, and you see it would start throwing an error. It has started saying an error. Send and transfer are only available for objects of type address payable, not address. So this has become a plain address, and which is not of type payable. And just to add on, to transfer your ethers from a smart contract, you need to use transfer function. Also, you can use .call function, which is like owner means in terms of owner you cannot use it, but when we say message.sender.call, it would transfer your ethers. And also you can use message.sender.transfer as well, but that message.sender which you are using, right, it should be of payable type. That's a key point to remember. So this is all for the video. If you have any doubts, please do let me know in the comment section below. I'll be most happy to answer them. And if you like the content, please like, share and subscribe for more. Thank you. Keep watching Block Tribe.